Good morning world, welcome to my channel. It's been a while since I've had a decent rant, so here we go. I'd like to echo something that I saw yesterday. One of my daughters sent me a video and was having a bit of a moan. I did have to laugh. It was quite funny. She went on and on and on and on. But she was so right. Basically her sentiment was, what the fuck has happened to the world? You know, the majority of us, people in the street, you know, your average Joe or Jane, whoever, we're pretty normal people. We want normal stuff. We want to get up in the morning and have a nice day. You know, maybe we want to work, support ourselves and our families, have a nice time with our loved ones. But all you see in the media is the crap that's going on around the world. You know, we've had COVID this year, which, you know, we've dealt with pretty well, I think. Everybody's moaning about the government. You know, why don't you just shut up? Let the government get on with it. If they fuck it up, they fuck it up. Your moaning ain't going to fix anything. Any government that are in are going to make mistakes. They're all going to get it wrong these days because attitudes are different these days to what they were 50 years ago. You know, 50 years ago, politicians had balls. They'd make decisions that were difficult and suffer the consequences of it without whinging or hiding behind some spin doctor. Let's look back in times when things were going a bit pear-shaped in the world for people. You know, look at the situation in the Falklands years ago. Yeah, the Argentinians, they decided they were going to raid the Falkland Islands. They wanted them back because they were under British rule. Like most of the world, to be honest, was under British rule. We were Great Britain. We owned most of the world. We'd conquered most of the world. We were, you know, that's what happened in history. You know, the Romans did it, the Greeks did it, Genghis Khan did it, you know, the Vikings did it, we did it, you know. And anyway, the Argentinians wanted the Falklands back, so they raided the Falklands. You know, and they didn't do it through negotiation. They got a bit stroppy and they went in. And Maggie said, get out by such a date or we're at war. They didn't get out and we was at war. And we kicked their ass and we got the Falklands back. Rightly or wrongly, doesn't matter. The fact is, she made a decision, she put a deadline on it, and then she sent our boys in, and they did the business. Well done, you. Go further back. You got Hitler, starts to invade Europe. It gets to a point where he's going to go into Poland, and he's told, if you take one step into Poland, we're at war. He took a step into Poland and we were at war. And again, we kicked ass. Eventually. Yeah, loads of people died. Loads of people suffered. It was terrible times. But a politician set a deadline and said, this is going to stop. And he stopped it. He stood by his word. Politicians of today say, you're not allowed to do this. You do it anyway. The politician says, oh, okay, but just don't do it again. It's bollocks. You know, it's because The politicians of today are scared of what society are going to do if they make a decision that society doesn't particularly agree with. They're career politicians. They're there for the money. They're not there for the love of their country or the welfare of their people. They're there for the money. They make the decision that will keep them in the job longest, so they earn the money. They all do it, from the Prime Minister right the way down to the lowest eek that goes around knocking on doors looking for votes for their party. They're in it for the money. They're not in it for the beliefs that they have anymore. And that's why the world is in this state that it's in. Because you've got these arseholes going around pulling down monuments, historic monuments that mean something to a lot of people, that are there to honour people that have done great things in the past. And these people are damaging these monuments, and they're going to get away with it. Nothing's being done. Now, I'm going to say something extreme now. Arm the police. When the police see someone defacing a national monument, whatever it is, shoot them. No questions asked, just shoot them. When they see somebody else defacing a monument, shoot them too. No questions asked. When they see someone else damaging a monument, shoot them too. No questions asked. Believe me, sooner or later, even the idiots that are doing this damage to these monuments will realise that it's probably not a good idea to go and deface a monument. Because the threat of being shot is there, and it's a real one. And when the government say, if you deface a monument, you will be shot, they will know that they will be shot. I know it's extreme. But every reaction deserves a reaction. And if somebody's going to do something that is essentially illegal, let them get what's coming to them. Now look, I'm not saying that I've been a good boy all my life. I've made mistakes in my life and I've done things that are wrong. But it's a case of knowing that if you're doing something wrong and you get caught, you're going to face those consequences. You know, if you speed in your car, you deserve the fine you get. Don't moan about it. If you jump a red light, you deserve a fine. Don't moan about it. If you steal something from a shop and you get caught, you deserve to go to jail. You don't deserve a slap on the wrist and be told, don't do it again. It's illegal to steal something from somebody. Face the consequences. If you can't do the time, don't do the crime. That's the old saying, isn't it? Get heavy on these people that are doing these things, these rioters. The police, I've seen videos of the police running away from people and there's people shouting at them, calling them names, and turn around and shoot them. Show that authority has authority. You can't have a police force that can't uphold the law, that has to run away from a crowd of people. You need a police force that can turn around and say, stop, enough is enough. Okay, shoot him in the legs first. Okay, you don't have to shoot him in the head. Shoot him in the legs. Shoot below the waist. Okay, so you might end up with a load of crippled people. Serves them fucking right for being there in the first place. They shouldn't have been there, should they? They think they can run the country themselves without being voted in. They're making the decisions and it's not their right to make the decisions. They're telling us what we can say and what we can't say, and it's not their right to do that. In this country we have free speech. Well, we used to have free speech. If I choose to be a racist, that's my choice. And it's my right. It might be wrong, but it would be my right. If I want to say something that I don't like I'm doing now, that's my right. So I've got every right to say these things. If I want to be sexist, I can be sexist. If I want to dislike a particular religion, I should be allowed to dislike a particular religion. If I want to dislike, a football team, I should be allowed to dislike a football team, or a rugby team, or a whatever. If I decide I want to dislike a nation, I should be allowed to dislike a nation. It's my personal choice. You can't tell me what I can like and what I can't like. You can't tell me I can't like red cars. I might like red cars. You can't tell me I can't like blue cars. I might like blue cars. You can't tell me I can't like Fords. I've got to like Vauxhalls. It's my choice. Surely I have that personal choice. I have that freedom of choice. That's what the free world is all about, isn't it? See, people have got it wrong at the moment. They seem to think that the free world means that you can just walk into somebody's business and take whatever you want because you're upset with something that happened on the other side of the fucking world. It's ridiculous. Recently, a black man got killed by a police officer in America. The black man was a criminal. He wasn't an upstanding citizen in society, he was a criminal. Okay, the way he died was probably wrong. But if he hadn't have been a criminal, he wouldn't have been in that situation, would he? I know these are very extreme views, and I know people are going to really give me what's what. I know you are, and I don't care. Everybody's afraid to say this. Everybody's afraid to say what's going on in their head. They'll write something on Facebook, or they'll put something on YouTube, or they'll talk to their friends, and they'll be very careful about what they say. Because they don't want to offend anybody. They don't want to be called racist. They don't want to be called sexist. They don't want to be called anything. They don't want that label over their heads. Well, I don't give a shit. You can call me what you like. Because I know I'm not racist. I know I'm not sexist. I'm not ageist, shortest, fattest, whatever. Well, I might be fattest. I do carry a few extra pounds. But I'll tell you what I am, and I'll be real straight with you here. I am Islamophobic. Islam scares me. And there is no place for it in modern society, in my view. Whether you think I'm right or wrong, I don't give a shit. But I'm prepared to say it, and say it out loud. There is no place for it in modern society. There certainly isn't any place for it in my society. I don't want it. I don't want what it brings, what it believes in. It needs to go. Like it had to go before. During the Crusades, when, when there were wars. There's going to be a war. Maybe not now, maybe not next week, maybe not next year, but there will be a war, and it will be the worst war that you've ever seen. Because the weapons are different now. It's not a man against a man with a sword, or a hatchet, or a bow. It's mechanised now, and it'll be worse. And it'll be a dirty war, because it'll all be a terrorist-based war, because that's what Islam is. It's a terrorist-based belief system. You don't put a uniform on, stand there and say, right, we're at war, and then have a fight. These people creep in your back door. They cut your throat while you're sleeping. They don't fight a real war like real men, because they're pussies. We've been at war before, many times, and it was real men fighting real men. The bad sides were obviously being led by arseholes, but it was real men fighting real men. It's time the world needs to change. It's time the world needs to stand up and kick ass for the good of everybody. Tell these snowflakes to fuck off. Tell Islam to fuck off. Tell Black Lives Matter to fuck off, because all lives matter. That statement alone, Black Lives Matter, is racist. Everybody that says Black Lives Matter is racist. Because all lives matter, surely. If there is such a thing as white supremacy, so be it. It's just the way it is. And I think it's bollocks anyway, because I know black people that are a damn sight more better off than I am. Have a better lifestyle, they have more money, they drive a better car, they live in a better house, they eat better food. So don't tell me about white supremacy, because they've got supremacy over me just because of the situation they're in. And their situation they're in was given to them by us because we had their ancestors as slaves. If we hadn't have taken their ancestors as slaves, they'd still be running around in the jungle chasing a gazelle with a spear. So they should just be thankful for what happened in the past, that slavery was there, because otherwise they'd still be where they were. They wouldn't have the opportunities they have now. They wouldn't be getting the benefits that they get, that are paid for by people like me and you and everybody else that pays tax and their social charges. Have I gone too far yet? Shall I go a little bit further? Paedophiles. What should we do with them? Put them all in a pit, set fire to them? Let them suffer a little bit before they die? Sounds like a plan to me. Won't cost much. Gallon of petrol. Be honest, if I see one on fire, I wouldn't piss on him to put him out. I'd probably throw petrol over him to put him out. See if that worked. Or oil. Oil would be a good one to throw over him, wouldn't it? Who else? Who else can I criticise? Who else can I tell you how it should be? Let's see people stand up. Let's see people actually say what they're thinking. Let's see people say what's in their heads. Let's see people get angry and actually say what's in their heads. Not go around defacing things, not go around destroying things, not calling people names, not calling people leftists and rightists and fucking snowflakes and all that shit, yeah? Stop calling people names. Just tell us what you think about the situation right now and what could be done to change it. Because I personally think if our police force that are supposed to uphold the law were actually given permission to uphold the law and do something about people that were doing things wrong, and that's not come around and see me because of what I've just said, because what I've just said is allowed, because there is free speech. And I'm allowed to say whatever I like, because it's free speech. If I want to make a racist statement, I will. If I want to make a sexist statement, I will. If I want to make a religious statement, I will. I'm allowed to say that shit. I'm talking about the people that are doing physical damage, that are doing damage to people's property, that are hurting, physically hurting other people. Rapists, murderers, muggers, paedophiles. Right, I think I need to calm down because I want to have a good day today. and I'm only on my first coffee. So think on. Let's get radical. Let's do something about it. Let's stand up like we did before. Let's stand up like we did against Hitler. Let's stand up like we did against everybody that's ever tried to kick our ass. Everybody that's tried to take away what we hold dear. A free life, a happy life, a contented life, a future for our children and our grandchildren. Because right now, all these arseholes I keep seeing in the media doing these things are taking all of that away. Let's create a good world. Stand up and say it as it is. Don't be afraid of what people are going to say. Don't be afraid that people are going to unfriend you on Facebook. Don't be afraid that you're going to be labelled. Know in your heart what you are. I just want to say thank you, Kelly. I think you sparked something in me. I'd still like permission to post your video. Anyway, see everybody soon. I'm going to try and have a good day. I'll probably do another video during the course of the day because this is a biggie. And I want to see what sort of reactions I can get. Anyway, have a good day everybody. Keep well. Unless you're an arsehole, of course, then don't. See you soon.